Also beware of people that never have boundaries, whether you have a relationship with them or not. If they just barrel through any kind of perimeter, whether you've set a boundary or not, that you can tell that they're just used to walking all over anyone and everyone that they come in contact with, that they just never, and a lot of people that do that, they come off with a mask of being nice, being overly nice, being a giver, and they think, well, if I'm always giving to this person, if I'm always bearing gifts, if I'm always giving compliments, if I'm always offering to help, then they're not going to mind if I have no boundaries, because I'm always bringing good into their life. But that's a mask. That's a mask that they're wearing to be manipulative. Like I said in one of my posts, a people pleaser is manipulation, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. It is, and you need to shed it to be your authentic self, because even if you came about being a people pleaser from codependence, from being around a narcissist, or however you developed, and you think, well, I'm just being nice, I'm just being good to this person, I'm bringing positivity into their life, but no one is that way all of the time. And if you're doing that, it's so that you can, get into their life. You can get closer to them, you can get them to let their guard down, you can, whatever they want, the door is open, because you are a nice, sweet, sugar plum of a person. And a lot of times that's never genuine, in my opinion. Even looking back at myself being that way, it was an advantage for me to get ahead of whatever may happen, so that someone saw me in a certain light and they knew that I could be trusted. Now, did it mean that I couldn't be trusted? No, but it put me in a position to always be trusted. And you never know what someone's motives are until it's too late most of the time, especially if you haven't sharpened your discernment. So anyone that has no boundaries and expects you to have no boundaries and just barrels through with the niceness and, giving you everything, staying 10 steps ahead, listening to you talk about what you need and then having go out and get it for them the same day, like that's not always helpful. That's manipulation, and that is conditioning you to have zero boundaries with them, so that whenever they need something for themselves, they know that there's no red tape, there's no yellow tape, there's no tape at all. They're just gonna, come over uninvited. They're gonna say whatever they want. Like, they're not gonna have any regard for your feelings. They're gonna